I'm here with Adam Kostyal, who is Head of Listings for NASDAQ in Europe. Adam, you've just done a great speech. How did it go?
I thought it went okay. And I got some relevant questions afterwards, which is always important.
And what were the key messages for today?
Well, I think the key message is, first of all, a listing could serve these companies well in this sector, because I think more and more regulation is coming towards this sector, and I think transparency and credibility are key assets for these companies. But then also in terms of how the market is developing, I think the asset of being a listed company gives them one more strategy in terms of growth, which is not only raising capital, but consolidating the market. So I think being a listed company in this sector could be an asset for them. And what we're trying to tell them as well is that NASDAQ Stockholm, which is one of our key markets, is really become a hub for this sector. So we're not only seeing Nordic companies come to market, but we're also seeing more and more international interest to list in Stockholm. And that's what we're encouraging companies to not only explore a listing, but to explore that listing in Stockholm.
So there's a lot of potential within this industry.
There's a lot of potential. It's a growth sector. It's well established. Even though it's going to become more and more regulated, there are still, as we know with the US, there's still so much growth opportunity. But I think you have to be innovative. You have to have different assets in terms of for your growth strategy. But and I think that's why we feel that a listing for this sector, understanding how to list and why listing is relevant for them, is important.
And what are the key challenges for you in terms of approaching a listing in this sector?
Well, listen, as always, with a successful entrepreneur, their focus is running the business, getting them to stop and look ahead in terms of understanding, okay, what does it mean to list? Since many of these listings are not taking place in their local jurisdictions, and Stockholm is quite unique in terms of the activity level that we're seeing, the know-how is not there. So really getting them to understand that it's not overburdening, but it's an opportunity is something that we have to spend a lot of time with the entrepreneurs. But once they understand it, they see the value in it, and that's when they can start engaging with advisors and investors and really evaluating and assessing that opportunity.
So tell me, this is obviously the first big consolidation of iGB Live. What are your first impressions? Well,
listen, I haven't typically attended these events, so for me this is a new world. I've met a lot of companies, but I haven't seen them in their ecosystem this way. I think it's a fascinating space, and it's so innovative and it's so evolving, and I think it's good to consolidate, because I think all these different parts of the sector are really converging, and I think by bringing them together this way, I think it makes it so much more relevant.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.